So to close things off for talking about DC Fandome, we just want to touch on the new animated series that is scheduled to come out, Batman Caped Crusader, which they talked about at DC Fandom. We didn't see any actual footage or anything. It's still in production. As we see,
Yeah, and we got
it is being made by some of the people that have worked on the animated series, like Bruce Timm and James Tucker, who have done a lot of the DC animated movies and TV shows. So they do definitely know what they're doing. But then we also get the Hollywood guys coming in with Matt Reeves and J.J.
and
Abrams,
here's the thing.
who also
That's
be
what I was
tied to the
talking about
project.
earlier. That's what I was talking about earlier. Why are you giving this guy so much reins right now? And within everything Batman, he's like working now on 2 spin-offs from Batman, and now he's working on this. And we don't even know if his Batman is going to be good. It might be even disastrous from all we know. And you're already giving him this project. And obviously you're giving us J.J. Abrams, the ruiner of everything. I heard that Warner Brothers really wanted him to come in and work. Why? He ruined Star Wars, he ruined Star Trek, he ruined... What else did he ruin? He ruined like a bunch of stuff.
Well, I know that Matt Reeves at least is tied to Batman in some way with the movie, so it doesn't seem as far-fetched, but I don't really know why J.J. Abrams is attached to the project.
Oh,
Uh,
he just wants to ruin it. He ruined Lost, probably.
I have watched Lost, and a lot of people don't really like the ending to Lost, but I thought it was a pretty good show overall. I love that show. But generally, no, he hasn't done a lot of big work. Like, if you think about it, J.J. Abrams' biggest stuff were Star Trek and Star Wars, and I know neither of the fan bases were happy with those, so I don't really know what he's had a big success outside of.
And what is he producing? The new Superman, the Black
Oh,
Superman
yeah,
movie? The
yeah.
tokenized
He's
Superman
tied
movie, so he's out
into.
to destroy that.
Now, this, as they mentioned in the trailer, is supposedly set, like, I don't know if it's set in the 40s, but it kind of has, like, how in the original Batman the Animated Series, it has that kind of old-timey looking Gotham noir kind of look, his style, and they mentioned how it's going to have that same kind of feel to it, but it's going to kind of have a 40-esque look. And it even mentioned in this that they're going to be looking, there was a Batman short for the Batman 75th anniversary with Batman kind of in his classic Batman original first appearance look. And they're kind of going to be modeling after that, but it's not going to be in black and white. It's going to be in color.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of classic stuff, which sounds awesome. A lot of what I like from like the 40s era was basically like this uh, more ruthless take on the Caped Crusader. Obviously, J.J. Abrams doesn't know what he's talking about, so I don't know why he's here. He's just here for whatever they paid and gave him a paycheck. But I think this show could have had. I'm gonna put it like that. Could have had a lot going for itself. And just in terms of like showcasing like this older aspect of Batman that was a lot like forgotten, but is really cool and not appreciated enough, which is like the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s. Well, I guess in the 50s they started
Well,
changing that, and I guess even the 40s. But
the one line that
Okay, well, the versions of Joker and Catwoman and Penguin, those versions that we did on Batman the Animated Series were really great and
they were,
just as iconic and just as powerful.
those were,
okay, here we go. I think this is they're gonna say it
this is what I was
because it's
referring
going to
to.
be
It's going to be in this
so
kind of style, is what they were explaining in
yeah,
the thing, where it's not be black and white, but it's going to kind of be this kind of old timey look.
and look, it's
Older.
Solomon Grundy.
I don't believe that was Solomon Grundy. It was just kind of a.
It was Solomon
It
Grundy.
was a short from that time.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like a special made for like the
It was for the 75th
75th
This
anniversary.
new iteration is very much born of a noir sensibility.
So
Yeah,
Definitely
so
heavy on the German expressionism.
they mentioned
okay, so here's
that
the thing.
it's a lot of
He
that
says
old.
He says German expressionism, noir.
Slash film noir kind of styling set in the kind of timeless 40s world.
Okay, 40s. Okay, sounds great. Awesome.
This is the part that really gets me, as we'll hear him say in a minute.
In terms of authentic clothes,
Authentic clothes. Okay, very authentic to the 40s.
architecture, the way we deal with the characters is going to be quite a bit more modern in terms of
What the actual heck?
That is what.
Is going to be quite a bit more modern in terms of inclusivity, representation, things like that.
What the actual
So,
heck?
That's
And
where
then
they
he
lost.
they obviously cut to J.J. Abrams, because who else would they cut to?
That's where it bothered me. Like, they're gonna do all this classic stuff, and it's not that they're saying they can't put, like, a black person or a woman doing something, like, I don't care. But like, they should not be focusing on these things. They keep trying to shove all this inclusivity and stuff as the top points in the superhero show, and it's like, sure, put in some like diverse characters when it fits, but like, don't try to make that the main factor of the show. Because they were really selling me.
mean,
They were really
Why are you
selling
telling
me.
that? Who are you telling that to? Because they don't care. And
Well, they were
they don't
really
care
selling me
because
on the show until they said that, and I'm like, ugh.
yeah,
And I guess it would be too much to hope for. They're not gonna be able to recreate the animated series. That's like a once in a lifetime kind of show, and they can't recreate, even if they weren't having these other agendas attached to it. They probably wouldn't be able to just recreate what they did back in the 90s with that show, because that is the greatest show of all
yeah,
time, in my opinion.
which is a shame,
But
because
I
this could have
thought that it would have been a
this
really
could
cool
have been
show
better.
anyway. This could have been a really, I still think it could have been a really cool show, even though I wouldn't necessarily replace or make it the same as the original. But I just think,
It could have been better, I think, because it's like you're going back like to 40s era, which was like, and you're going for the film noir, which is kind of like, I see what they're doing. They're going back to like that vengeance aspect, that darker aspect to Batman that was still like for like people, for everyone could watch that, right? But it was still like this darker twist to the character, which was like where the character was inspired from, like the shadow pulp stories. And that's what they were going to do, and I thought it was going to be like, this has potential to be one of the most definitive Batman stories. And yeah, and then they just threw it all away
because
by
they've mentioned that they're going to be,
postmodernism.
it's going to be like a Batman before the superheroes. Like, there's not going to be the Justice League and stuff involved. This is going to be Batman, like classic, original, like first appearance Batman, Golden Age kind of feel is what I get, while also having the kind of older aesthetic that they had in the animated series, where even though it was made in the 90s, it was kind of had that feel of like the 30s and 40s. So they have a lot of things that they are working in their favor. It's just, I don't trust the people making it to not screw it up. If it was just the original creators, I would have more faith. But since they're bringing in these kind of Hollywood people to work on the show, that's where I'm concerned. Because I trust the other guys, even though they've had been a little hit and miss sometimes with their more recent stuff. Generally and overall, they made a really good animated universe, so I would have trusted them to make a good show.
Yeah, I agree. I think this could have been so much more, but I guess not. I guess not. This isn't it. Disappointing.
Yeah.